everyone. Welcome to another great episode of Tommy Maroon Sports Show right here on WCTV. I'm Tommy Maroon. Who else would it be hosting this show on WCTV? As we near almost 150 episodes and almost a 3-year anniversary of this long-running WCTV show. Who would have thunk it? It's episode number 135. First things first, Cleveland Cavaliers, looking at the player stats. They include this guy right here, Karis LeVert. We got him in a trade, traded away Ricky Rubio for Karis LeVert. Also part of that James Harden/Jared Allen trade. It's safe to say the Cavs won the James Harden trade. Not only did we get one of the best young centers in the entire league, we also got Karis LeVert from Indiana. And tonight, Karis LeVert will make his debut as a Cleveland Cavalier. Just had to mention that because he is that good. 6'6", 205 pounds, small forward. I expect him to be in the starting five soon. And anyways, now the player stats. What will Karis LeVert work with? Work with Jared Allen, who has 16.2 points per game, 11.1 rebounds per game, and 1.8 assists per game. Darius Garland, who has 19.8 points per game, leads the team, and 8.2 assists per game, which also leads the team. Kevin Love, who has 14.6 points per game and 7.5 rebounds per game, definitely looking like a front runner, being sixth man of the year. Evan Mobley, 14.9 points per game and 8.1 rebounds per game, front runner for rookie of the year. And Cedi Osman, 10.9 points per game, which is pretty impressive. What was not impressive was the showing against Houston, a 115-101 loss. Evan Mobley was one of our lone bright spots, 29 points and 12 rebounds. Kevin Love had 21 points and 13 rebounds. Cedi, 3 threes, 13 points. Christian Wood and Jalen Green, 21 points each. Former Cavalier Kevin Porter Jr. had 16, along with Garrison Matthews. We were trailing for most of the game. We had more points in the paint, more fast break points, I believe, and we still couldn't get the job done. Fortunately, things changed when we played the Hornets. No, not these Hornets, but rather the Charlotte Hornets, a 102-101 win when Kevin Love sank a clutch free throw that gave us the lead with seconds to go. That's right, Jared had a career-high 22 rebounds and 29 points and still didn't get to be in the All-Star game because apparently LaMelo Ball with the Hornets is more worthy. I know, that's ridiculous. He doesn't deserve to be an All-Star. Jared Allen should. He got robbed. He got ripped off. And he said, you win some, you lose some, I guess. Kevin Love, 25.6 threes. Terry Rozier, 24 points. Kelly Oubre Jr., 21 points, 9 rebounds. Hornets led for most of the first half, and as previously mentioned, Kevin Love sank that big clutch free throw. And then Cavs against the Pacers. We were down by 20 at one point. Look at that. It's 23-5. We're down 18. We couldn't have gotten anything. You couldn't have asked for a worse start for the Cavs all game. Down by 20 in the second quarter, just giving up points and barely scoring. And then a 19-0 run to start off the fourth quarter. I want to see those fourth quarter highlights because the Rock was on their feet. Here we go. These are just some of them. Look at this Kevin Love three, drained. Everyone was draining threes. Kevin Love and Cedi Osman struggled first half. Second half, they were sizzling. They were unstoppable. I was finally able to watch them. You can watch them on Stream East, which is a live stream website, which finally I can watch my Cleveland Cavaliers. But look at that. Cedi and Kevin Love were unstoppable. 22 points for Cedi, 19 for Kevin Love. Each of them had 4 threes. That's right. Each of them 4 threes. Watch that behind the back. Cedi, corner, 3, good. That might be play of the season. And that got this entire crowd rocking and rolling. A 19-0 start in the fourth quarter. I'm pretty sure I can't do that in my video games. NBA Live, not even on rookie difficulty I can do that. Because my Lord, when I say everything was going in the fourth, I mean everything. 37 points, 19-0 run. It was fun to watch because every time I saw Cedi and Kevin let it fly, I knew for a fact, it was going in. My God, that was fun. That was the first Cavs game I actually got to watch this season because someone very generously on Twitter told me Stream East is the place to be for watching the Cavs because, of course, I have Dish, can't watch them with Bally Sports. And man, oh man, I have to thank him so much for that because now I can finally watch the Cavs. I can finally watch the Guardians. That is if we have a baseball season. Of course, they're on strike right now. The awful commissioner going to be speaking to the public today. Yeah, Pacers were up by 20, and it was wiped away on a crazy win. Now we play the Spurs tonight. Can we beat the Spurs? Who knows? Now time for Tommy's Picks. That's right, Tommy's Picks. Let's take a look at them right there. Not too many high school boys basketball games. I could only find 2 because of the fact that a lot of the games were snowed out. St. Vincent St. Mary played Brush on Monday. 71-63 win for St. V. St. M. And then Brecksville beat Hudson 72-35. Brecksville's undefeated. They're the National Conference champions. And speaking of champions, Highland 51, Revere 29, tying the school record with 20 wins. And then Monday night, setting the school record for most wins in the season with 21 wins. A 62-56 triumph over the Brunswick Blue Devils. Medina beat Mentor 56-22. Brunswick beat Euclid 67-29. Avon Lake took down Amherst Steel 34-32. Aurora beat Roosevelt 52-47. Midview beat Berea Mid-Park 45-38. Norton beat Field 57-20. Cloverleaf took down Norwayne 66-61. Copley beat Barberton 59-25. And Talmadge defeated Cuyahoga Falls 47-24. Now time for some college basketball games. Some college basketball games also got snowed out or some COVID outbreaks as well, which is why there aren't as many as there typically are. Well, Notre Dame played Miami out in Miami, and Notre Dame won that one 66-64. Arizona beat UCLA 76-66. And Akron takes down Miami, Ohio 66-55. I'm just saying, this might be the year. It's going to be a Notre Dame or Akron NCAA finals. That would be my dream. School I go to against school I root for. And Notre Dame has a chance to be all by themselves up top in the ACC if we can win it tonight. Big game against Louisville. Big, big game. Houston played Cincinnati 80-58. Virginia beat Duke 69-68 on a clutch 3. Texas taking down Kansas 79-76. UConn beat Marquette 80-72. Wisconsin beat Michigan State 70-62. West Virginia beat Iowa State 79-63. Purdue beat Illinois 84-68, and Michigan took down Penn State 58-57. How well did I do with my picks? Well, checking my phone right now. 1-1 in boys basketball, 6-4 in girls basketball, and 9-2 in college basketball. So anyways, I would do Tommy's picks, but of course, there aren't too many games to pick from now because of the playoffs. That's right, the girls' playoffs are ready to go. Boys' playoffs are ready to go. So I'm going to try to do my best Steve Kornacki impression from NBC Sports and try to break down everything with this tournament. Now, if we can lower the camera here, I'm going to try to get everything. Here it is I'm going to try to break down everything for Highland Horns. First things first, the boys' basketball team. Now, the boys' basketball team, they're 9-9 so far on the season. If I can find them, there they are. Wait, no, that's girls' basketball. I have the wrong one. We're 9-9 on the season, which is not that bad. 9-9 on the campaign, as you can tell. And we're going up against Elyria. Now, Elyria was the one school. They beat us on a mid-court heave last year, 52-49, road miracle. And let me tell you one thing. When it happened, I couldn't believe it. So this time, we're on the road this time. Hopefully we can get something cooking against Elyria. But here are the things. If we win, we play either Westlake or North Ridgeville. Number 10 against number 26. And the winner will most likely play St. Ignatius at Elyria Catholic. St. Ignatius, the number 3 seed. That's a school you need to highlight up there. But here are the things. Even though St. Ignatius is one of the best teams out there, number 3 seed, their record, just like the good guys, 9-9, number 21 in Northeast Ohio zone rankings. As you can tell right here, 9-9, 21 overall in all Northeast Ohio for boys basketball. And of course, our game against Copley on the 18th. That's right, we play Copley, this school right here, on February 18th. That will be a barometer to see how well we do in the playoffs. If we can win that game, I think that could be a confidence booster for the good guys. However, if it's a loss by 9 or 1 to 9 points, I wouldn't freak out. Would not freak out. But if we lose by 10 or more, that's when you show concern for the good guys. Because, of course, we played them earlier this year. We were up 22-11 on them, and that ended up being a 59-41 blowout. Copley is unranked in Northeast Ohio zone rankings. But, yeah, that's it, basically what's been happening out there. It's going to be the last game of the regular season for the Hornets. And anyways, North Ridgeville, very similar to us. They're very similar to us, just 1 seed different, 26 compared to 25. And if they can beat Westlake, now Westlake is very good. Westlake is, if I can find them, number 14 in Northeast Ohio zone rankings, 16-2 on the season. But their schedule hasn't been the toughest yet, but keep in mind, if you can beat the tough schools, you can move on and still do well. So there is that. I have a feeling that Westlake will probably win that, so we'll say Westlake moves on. That'll be number 14, Westlake. And not to mention another school right here, Olmsted Falls. Because if we can win, if we get the win against Elyria, beat Westlake, perhaps St. Ignatius, unless Firestone or John Marshall can pull off a miracle, and same with North Ridgeville if they can pull off a miracle. Of course, we'd play Olmsted Falls. Olmsted Falls, they're number 18. They have the first round bye. They are 15-4. They are the number 7 seed. As you can tell right here, things look pretty good for them. Where are they? They're right there. Yep, right there, Olmsted Falls. Their schedule, of course, Westlake is easy. And, of course, Copley I'm kind of afraid of. And Brunswick is another school in the same district. Brunswick, they're ranked as well. They are number, I think they're number 20-something. They are number 23, I believe, if I can find them.
They're going to play Wadsworth.
That is true. They will play Wadsworth. Now, of course, Wadsworth was a school we played. That was a 59-58 W in which we escaped on the last shot. That was at home. Who knows how that would have gone if it was on the road, considering the fact that Westlake probably would have packed the house. Because here's one issue. Our kryptonite is not poor shot selection or any basketball-related thing. In my opinion, it's that the crowd isn't there. And considering the fact that we're going to be on the road for all these games lest we play North Ridgeville. That's right, because if we play North Ridgeville, Highland is home for that game. As I can write down, Highland will be home for that game. That'll be on February 26th. I believe that is a Saturday, so I'm going to have to go straight from church to the game. That'll be fun. But yeah, as you can tell, very interesting out there. And anyways, back to where I was. Brunswick, of course, the higher seed. So Brunswick will probably destroy Lincoln West. So we'll say Brunswick is able to win. And then considering the fact that Brunswick was able to beat us and we were able to beat Wadsworth, that should mean that Brunswick is better than Wadsworth. So we'll say Brunswick is going to move on to the next round.
Wadsworth beat Brunswick real early.
They did? Oh, I didn't know. So there's something for you folks. Wadsworth beat Brunswick earlier this season. So let's X out Brunswick. What if Wadsworth pulls off the miracle and wins? That could quite easily happen. And Olmsted falls against Copley. Well, let's say Olmsted Falls wins, so that'll be less pressure considering the fact that we go up against Copley. Haven't beaten Copley in a long time. Haven't beaten them since, I want to say, my freshman year. So that's kind of an alarming thing in my opinion. St. Ives probably going to move on as well. And then Westlake against Highland. When we play Westlake, if we play Westlake, I'm kind of scared about that. Let alone I'm scared against Elyria, because they were able to beat us last year on the road, and considering the fact that it's about 40 minutes from school, on Wednesday the 24th we'll be playing them. No, Thursday the 24th we'll be playing them. And I definitely am most likely not going to make that long drive there. And if we win, we go on the road to Westlake, and Westlake 2 losses on the season. But you know, anything can still happen. Things look very, very grim for the Hornets. I'll admit that. As a diehard Hornet fan, as a Hornet commentator, I'll say one thing, things look grim. But you know what Andy Reid said when there were 13 seconds left on the clock, and when, Patrick Mahomes and the Bills were down 3, he only said, when it's grim, be the Grim Reaper. So there are two things, if I'm going to flip this over on the back, 2 things for the Hornets. Number 1, first and foremost, just like the song, don't fear the Reaper. The Reaper's looking at you square in the eyes. He's ready to kill you. He's ready to take you out. And that's the scary part. We need to go in there and tell him, no, you're not going to kill us. And number 2, this is something of a rally thing. It's kind of a joke that I've done. It relates to being Grim and the Grim Reaper. But more cowbell. That's exactly what the good guys need. Because, you know, we got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell. Can you hear the cowbell in the background? I hope you can. I gave Coach Estaro my cowbell back on yesterday against Cuyahoga Falls. I gave him the cowbell to Coach. And what happened after that? You know what happened that game? 52-34 win over Cuyahoga Falls, which you may not say that's much, but keep in mind when we played Cuyahoga Falls earlier this year, Cuyahoga Falls, that took 2 overtimes to finish them off. So yeah, right here are my 2 big things for the Hornets. Don't fear the Reaper and more cowbell. I gave the cowbell to Coach, as you could tell, beat Cuyahoga Falls, and then after that, we are able to win big time against Cuyahoga Falls. So now with that being done with, my final things are going to be this. In my opinion, this year's Elyria Catholic, you could say anyone has a shot. Basically, anyone in this circle has a shot at the playoffs or winning the districts, which will be March 5th, 7 o'clock p.m. at Elyria Catholic. Same place for the girls' districts as well. But yeah, if we can stay even keel, not get overconfident, we might, and that's might, make a run to the playoffs. If we can get more cowbell, if that can happen, maybe, just maybe, good things can happen. High school girls basketball. Let's look at that now. The Highland Hornets are right here. We're ranked number 2. Fremont Ross is number 1. They're not in the district, so that means we are the number 1 team in the district, or highest-seeded team in the district. We went 21-1. That's a school record, first Suburban League in 42 years. Just fantastic for the good guys. There's just one little problem. There's a lot of competition in this. You have Midview, 3 seed. North Ridgeville, 4 seed. And Rocky River Magnificat, 6 seed. Westlake, 12 seed. I want to highlight Westlake for a second because Westlake, we had to beat them in overtime 41-37, And that was at home too. Who knows what could have happened? And one of our big tests, that was against Medina. That was a loss, 48-35. I know, I told Coach Prophet once again, I wish it was 48-37, because of course she's a Steelers fan. And of course we all know Browns won 48-37 in the playoffs. But yeah, right here, Medina was our big test. And I have a feeling that Midview might be one of those tests. Westlake is going to be one of them. Magnificat's going to be one of them. And North Ridgeville. Now, I'm not concerned about John Adams, Avon Lake. They're going to be dinner for Highland. So we might as well write down dinner for the Hornets. Highland's probably going to move on unless something crazy happens. And Highland, who will they most likely play? They'll most likely play North Ridgeville, who will face off against Amherst Steel and Valley Forge. We'll say Amherst Steel wins that one. And, of course, that will be 4 against 23. Right now, 4 plays 38, and 4 will play either 23 or 36. So North Ridgeville, without a doubt, will move on. And Elyria Catholic, distance is a big issue. Distance is kind of a big issue for the good guys. From Highland to Elyria, as mentioned previously, it's a whopping 40 minutes from Highland to Elyria Catholic. You think many folks are going to make that drive, especially when it's farther out for the Hornets? No. And from North Ridgeville to Elyria, they can pack that house because from there, it's 15 minutes. We can write that down. 15 minutes from there. The Hornets are definitely not looking good. The teams that I'd be afraid of, I mean, we are looking good, but the playoffs, oh boy, that is scary. So who do I think I want to play? I want to play Magnificat for these reasons only. One, Westlake, who knows what happens. Say we beat North Ridgeville like how we beat St. Joe's last year in a close, epic game. Say we win that, and say we play Westlake. Westlake knows us. We know Westlake. Man, oh man, my marker's dying. Should have brought one of my markers. You know, Westlake, they know us. We know them. It was a good game between them. And considering the fact that Westlake is also pretty closer to Elyria than Highland is, they might have the advantage there. As we're trying to win our first districts in 30 years. That's right, 1992. That was the last time we won the districts. Good Lord, that was quite a while ago. And Midview being the number 3 seed is kind of scary. I feel like they're the closest thing we could get to Medina as a Sharpie that I borrowed from Joanna is dying. But yeah, the one thing is, if we lose, I'm not scared yet because there are more freshmen. If we can turn this paper around, and if this lousy marker is going to work, I mean, there are 7 freshmen. Everyone else, just 5. I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't. I guess I'm going to have to do this speak this. But yeah, the girls basketball team has 7 freshmen, which is quite impressive in my opinion. And thinking about this, if we lose, I wouldn't be worried because you still have 3 more years with this talented batch of freshmen. You still have, still have more seasons left with them, and they can still make noise. I'm not scared yet. If I'm Coach Madison, I don't freak out unless it's senior year and they're struggling. So until then, I'm not worried about anything right now, as this marker's still not working. So, boys tournament, looks like things are definitely generous to us. Girls tournament, not so much, as I've killed this with Sharpie. And as you can tell, we cannot fear the Reaper, and we need more cowbell to win this. And we need to make sure that these freshmen do well as well. So, of course, that is it with my analysis. Of course, the Super Bowl is coming up. Hard to believe, I know. the Super Bowl 56, which the Bengals play, who do you call them, the Los Angeles Rams. I'm running out of time, holy cow. I'm just going to cut to the chase. Rams are winning the Super Bowl because we can't have anything good in life. 31-27. The Super Bowl halftime show should be interesting with Eminem and Kendrick Lamar and Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and Mary J. Blige. Everyone is very excited for the Super Bowl halftime show. A star-studded Super Bowl halftime show. Hard to believe they're not getting paid for any of that because, man, oh man, they put up the biggest concert all season long and they don't get a single thing for that. It's going to be hilarious watching Matthew Stafford win a Super Bowl. Heck, he wins a playoff game before the Lions ever do. The Lions haven't won a playoff game in 30 years. They've won one playoff game in the last 65 years. Why do you say the Lions have been consistently crap for so long? They've been consistently crap for so long. Except I say something else to my friends. But I don't want to lose my job because I love WCTV. And I hope you love the Tommy Maroon Sports Show. We're out of time. So long, everyone.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.